What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Calin and I'm training to complete an Ironman by 2021. So I just finished an hour-and-a-half ride where I had 3 20-minute intervals that were sweet spot intervals. Now, Trainer Road defines sweet spot training as 88 to 94% of your FTP, and I wanted to talk about sweet spot training and why it's beneficial. Lately, I've been doing a bunch of sweet spot training workouts, and honestly, they have been kicking my butt. So I wanted to understand why Trainer Road schedules so many of them. And it's pretty interesting, the contrast in the way that I'm training cycling and the way that I'm training running. One is sweet spot training and one is low heart rate training, and I wanted to see if there is more of a benefit to sweet spot training. Basically, the main idea behind sweet spot training is that it's hard enough that you will make more meaningful aerobic adaptations than if you were doing lower intensity training, but it's also easy enough that you can actually repeat these exercises multiple times per week. So it's pretty obvious in the name, a sweet spot training, you're basically finding a sweet spot between intensity and recovery so that you can maximize your gains. When you compare this to a low heart rate training method like the Maffetone training method, the Maffetone method basically greatly favors the recovery and longevity aspects of training by reducing the intensity. So when you do these low heart rate training methods, you will definitely still make adaptations. However, the rate at which you make these adaptations will be much slower than sweet spot training. Moving on to the second point, which is sort of related to the first, sweet spot training is great for making the most adaptations or gains in a limited amount of time. Let's be honest, guys, all of us have a limited amount of time for training, and so committing to 10 to 20 hours per week is incredibly difficult. The thing is, sweet spot training greatly helps with limited time. So Trainer Road actually states that 5 hours of sweet spot training is equivalent to 10 to 20 hours of zone 2 training. Moving on to the last point, which is it gets you used to being uncomfortable. It's important to get used to pushing through discomfort because it's almost inevitable that you will feel discomfort during your races or events. Sweet spot training is definitely uncomfortable, but the thing is, it's manageable. And so it's a great way of training this skill of overcoming discomfort. Zone 2 or low intensity workouts are definitely very comfortable in terms of having to push power numbers. Now, the problem is if all you did was zone 2 workouts, you would not be training the skill of basically pushing through discomfort. And if you were to feel discomfort during your races or events, it would definitely be harder to push through that. In conclusion, there are many benefits to sweet spot training, and it all comes down to maximizing your gains, especially if you're on limited time, and getting used to difficult riding. So I just wanted to be clear and say that sweet spot training is not going to be the best option for all circumstances. So for example, I'm going to be continuing using the Maffetone training method for my running because it favors recovery and longevity, and I don't want to take a break from running because of an injury. On the other hand, I will definitely be continuing to use sweet spot training for cycling because it has so many benefits, and the risk of injury for cycling when compared to running is so much smaller. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found some value from watching it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week for another video.